Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Prison Break. This is the 21st episode of the second season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speak about links in the description. We are running our most liked to dislike characters of season 2. It takes 30 seconds and your results of mine will be shown in the final episode. Cannot wait to see you guys pick. So let's start the recap on a positive, and that is that CAMINO is now a free man. Yes, we have seen that the government are basically looking into Mahomes. They think that he's dodgy and his activities, and you know, people have noticed a pattern that everybody that is kind of going after has been getting killed, which, you know, I did say it would be a bit sus. You know, let's be honest, if all 8 of the people that escaped all ended up dead and none of them got back to prison, surely people are going to raise eyebrows. And obviously people in his own company have started to question it and look into him, and obviously they've used CAMINO to gather information, because obviously he told him to kill himself and he tried to, but a guard come in, stopped him, and then they offered him a deal. Basically he can go into witness protection program with his family if he can give up all the information that he knows on Mahomes, and he actually done that. So he left hand in hand with his wife, with his daughter at the end of the episode, and he was loving it. And you know, that could be a perfect fit into him to sail away, so it's interesting. Now, speaking about sailing away, Michael and Lincoln left the USA and went to Panama on a freighter. Now they wanted Sarah to come with them, and she was going to as well, but she noticed that she was being tailed when she looked into her mirror in a car, and she ended up getting out and surrendering herself. Mahomes come over and was questioning her about Michael and Lincoln's whereabouts. She said that she didn't know, and they managed to successfully get to Panama. Now here in Panama, they managed to go to the location that he was looking for, and that is actually a boat. Yes, Michael has got a boat for both of them to get onto and sail away. But Michael, you know, after Sarah being arrested, started to have all these visions and started to have all these, you know, guilt emotions. Basically everything that's happened after him and Lincoln get out of prison, he feels like it's his fault for hurting innocent people's lives. So basically he was saying that all the people that T-Bag may actually kill when he gets out of prison, and you know, people like Sarah and people like Pope, you know what I mean, they've all been hurt because of him and the actions that he's undertook to get to the position where he is. And he actually checked the message board, and he seen that T-Bag was in Panama as well. Sucre left a message. Michael was like, look mate, he's told us where he is and what hotel he is. Here in Panama, we can't actually be extradited, so why don't we go over there? Why don't we capture T-Bag? Why don't we send him back so he can't hurt anybody else? I'll have a free conscience, you know, I'll feel better about myself, and then we can go. Now, Lincoln, he's got another idea. He's like, no, sack it, mate. That's not our problem, you know what I mean? This here, right now, getting away, me and you, that's all we have to care about. We could think about getting Sarah later. We don't have to start going in, jumping into other people's problems. Whatever they decide to do once they're free, that's their decisions. Whatever we decide to do, that's our decisions. But Michael, he couldn't face it. As Lincoln went down to get some alcohol, he's popped back up and Michael's gone. Obviously, we know where he's gone to try and get T-Bag. But interestingly, we found out that it's not Sucre that's actually left a message at all. It's Mahomes. He's setting a trap to get Michael. So again, very interesting. I'm excited to see how today's episode plays out. Thanks for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Michael! Michael!
You would be fuming if you was him. I want to know what deal that they made with him, that they want him to do.
Schofield. One thing's for sure, you're just as pretty as advertised. Are you ready?
I wonder if the plan is to get them all in one location at once and maybe kill them all, blow them up or something in an explosion. Reckon Michael's noticed that he's being watched?
I'm out of the country. I have one more thing to do, and once I do it, everything is gonna fall into place.
Just be safe, Alex.
He's loving it, look at him.
I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Oh, Michael's done it to see who's reaching for weapons. That's why he was looking at the bin. That was good, that. Look. Sucre actually is there.
What's wrong?
Que paso, Schofield? Down here trying to sniff out that 5 million just like the rest of us riffraff.
Want T-Bag locked up, it's the only reason I'm here.
I didn't travel 2,000 miles down the diarrhea trail to get to this backward-ass country to not get my 5 million!
This is looking more and more like a setup.
Well, then get that little college boy brain of yours to work then.
He's got Marty Cruz locked away somewhere. I need your help, Bobby. I do.
Well, the thing is with Michael is he's there to help everybody in there. What I actually want to know is, how has Sucre and Bellic found T-Bag's location? I can't remember if they actually found, do you know what I mean, what information they found. I know that they was chasing him down, but he's lucky actually that he's ran into Sucre, because now he knows that it was a setup, and it was so clever what he's just done there by putting those firecrackers into the trash can so that he could see who would reach for a weapon. I thought that was actually really, really clever. Now, if you think about it, if Lincoln is running back into the city to get Michael, because obviously he's seen the phone and he knows the location, you've got Sucre, Michael, Lincoln, and T-Bag all basically around the same hotel. You know what I mean? Bellic can either take them all down and get the cash for all of them, and even though it's not 5 million, it's still a hefty chunk of money in it. Or he can obviously be greedy, which I reckon that he's going to, and get none of it though. I don't think he's going to get any of it.
I'll get your 5 million. You get Mara Cruz, and I get T-Bag.
And it's the third day of testimony in the trial of Dr. Sarah Tancredi. So far, pundits feel the prosecution is well on its way to meeting its burden of proof and getting a conviction on all counts.
Witness is only unavailable because he's a fugitive on the run.
Be that as it may, his statement on this tape exonerates Dr. Tancredi.
I know I can't ask you for another chance. I only hope by now you've found your safe haven.
I still want to know what this guy's going to do, because Caroline's not even president now. I feel like they're making it look like he's going to kill himself. I actually don't know what he's going to do.
I'm gonna kill him.
I'll go right back to prison.
I don't care. That son of a bitch took my girl and locked her up somewhere. I am that guy now, Michael.
Believe me, I understand the impulse to pull the trigger. But if we lose ourselves, we lose everything.
Imagine if he didn't even do anything to her and she's just still at the house waiting for him, and he's just left, and obviously he's got no cell phone, so she can't contact him. I'm surprised that they give him a weapon. He does have the money on him. I was asking last episode what happened to it. I thought T-Bag knew that they was there. He's acting like he didn't. Oh, he's there now. Lincoln's got him. Lucky.
Just back away.
Son of a bitch who killed my dad.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot that he killed his dad. He's killed quite a few people actually, hasn't he? Oh, he was shot in that shoulder, wasn't he? I'm glad they used that.
Toss me the handcuffs.
Hey, you know where the Cathedral Guadalupe is?
Never heard of it.
I'm supposed to meet my old lady there a half hour ago.
That's great. Hey, listen, beat it.
How are we doing, gentlemen? Get in the alley.
Oh, maybe he is going to kill himself. I don't even know. Christine Killerman. He's had a proper shave. He usually has some stubble, doesn't he?
It is a global.
Oh, it looked like the trigger did get pulled then, but I don't know.
Christine,
Yeah.
it's your brother Paul.
Maybe he failed to kill himself. They're not going to talk, are they?
I don't like this. Something's up.
Oh, Michael's thinking something dodgy's going on here. They're too calm. Look at them. They've not even struggled once. They've just gone with it. I don't understand why T-Bag's up here. Like...
I don't want trouble. Slide the gun over. Where's the money? You got 3 seconds, hillbilly. 1. In there.
Oh, he's killed someone. Oh, look at the diversion.
It's a trap.
Making it look like they killed her. Right, okay, so that's quite clever, really. I mean, do you reckon that was Mahone's plan, to kill an innocent woman and then frame Michael and co for it? That's really interesting. I mean, that's a mad plan, really, if that's the case, because what did he want to do with T-Bag then? Maybe they could just take him in as well because they actually know it was him. I'm not too sure. So it was all a big trap and a fake... I'm assuming that was a fake bag of money, if I'm being totally honest. Those guys was well calm as well. You know, Michael did know something was up. He was like, look, mate, you know, something stinks here, basically, how he was saying. Because then, had the weapons took off them and tied up, and he was so calm, and he didn't really care. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, I was wondering this whole time why he's up there. And if I was Michael and Bellic and that, I'd be thinking as well, why has he come up here? Do you know what I mean? Like, straight away, my first question would be that. Like, it looks like an old, abandoned, rundown place. His drywall's still not complete. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would he leave a hotel? I know fire alarm went off, but then to go into that location, like, what would be his purpose? I don't understand it. And then to see him walk in a room and just stand there and slide over his weapon so easy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would think that something's going on. So, I can't believe he actually ran off as well before Bellic could even shoot him. He was, like... Literally, it just shows, lose your concentration for 1 second and then boom, you're the one that's in the worst position. Oh, he's got him.
Get the money!
Get the money, that's all he cares about.
Don't. Don't.
Vicente!
Gray, come on.
Theodore Bagwell, he's the one you want for that dead chick in there. I swear to God, I didn't do it.
They're not even going to look down the road, are they? Like, they're so lucky.
Vivian right here.
Looks like you made some friends lately.
I don't follow.
That little setup back there, it's a little out of your league.
I am in possession of some information that you might need, pretty.
You gonna let me traipse on out of here?
Depends on the information. Who's pulling your strings?
So I'm gonna tell you what, we go someplace public with a car waiting for me to leave, and then I'll tell you.
Michael does want to hand him over, though, doesn't he? He actually does want to hand him over.
Paul.
The second time a weapon has ever jammed on me. Christine, I've done things.
I love you, Paul. Whatever it is that got you here. And there's a way out, believe me.
My entire adult life, I followed orders. And I did terrible things. It turns out I did those things in service of nothing.
And you have a clean slate. Anything, everything. It's available to you starting right now. Come here.
He is really lucky though, isn't he? Let's be honest. Like he said, his gun's only ever jammed 2 times. I mean, is that why you see them always polishing it and stuff like that and taking the thing out and wiping it down and putting it back? Because you want to prevent stuff like that from happening? I would also like to know how many times, like, I'm assuming that gun sometimes jam, but like, what is the likelihood of a gun actually jamming? Is it like 1 in a million or something? Do you know what I mean? Like some crazy stat like that? Or like, is it way more common than you would expect? As a person who lives in the UK, we got access to 0 guns. I literally have no clue. I've never even picked one up. Do you know what I mean? So like, I couldn't even tell you. But like, he's so lucky. He pulled that trigger. It looked like the little flicky thing. Do you know what I mean? Like pop forward, like it was going to. Like I said, it jammed. He's obviously looks like he's called his sister himself, and he just wants to, I don't know, get on with his life, or he wants to start fresh. I mean, basically, it looks like, you know, he's done all this service, he's gone round, he's done all this, he's killed everybody, he's thought that he's doing his country proud, you know what I mean? It turns out that nobody cares about him, it's literally for nothing, it's got nowhere, it's not saved anybody, you know what I'm saying? He's looking there, now back on these decisions that he's made and thought, I'm a terrible person. But then again, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a position where you are being told that that's what you should do for your country, then when you're doing those actions, you don't look at it as it's a bad thing, do you? You look at it as if you're doing the right thing for your country, and that is the reason why you kind of, I don't know, accept the ruthlessness of the job role, because you feel like everything that you're doing is the correct thing. And then once you get kind of hung out to dry yourself and realise that you was just a number, because you are, mate. Literally, it's just like any company. Don't fall into it. You know, you are a number to them. You're an employee. They can always replace you. And in this company that he's in, no too much, mate. You become the enemy. You know what I mean? Because you can reveal it and take people down. And I'm surprised you've not gone after him. I just want to know how they're going to conclude his storyline, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like I was talking about C-Note at the start. I reckon that we could end it with him walking out of the prison there with his family, and that's it. You know, if he never come back in the show, I would say that would make sense. It was a kind of decent fitting. This one, they kind of teased that Killian was going to kill Caroline, and then he didn't get his shot off, and then it didn't happen. And then the next time we seen him, which was today, he was going to kill himself, and it didn't happen. So, like, how are we going to end him, if that makes sense? Like, end his story. I'm interested with it. We're having a second to last episode, and I mean, hopefully the finale is crazy and we can get all these answers wrapped up, do you know what I mean, before moving into the next season.
We're gonna make sure he's deported, then we'll go looking for Bellic, alright?
What information does he has? Like, it's Mahone.
I'll tell her about the offer.
Well,
12 years. They've made it very clear that they want somebody to hang for this, Sarah, and unfortunately, you're the only one they've got in their grasp.
Mate, I'd say I want like 6 years, a reduced sentence, so I'll go to like a low security facility.
I certainly hope your brother makes it back to that boat.
It's gonna end bad for you, man. A couple of things in this world I'm good at. One of them's looking into a man's eye and knowing when he's beat.
He does true. It looks like he's down, doesn't he?
Before we get there, I'll pull over. We'll hog tie.
I mean, how are they letting that weapon on the floor there?
I'll call the cops. Look together.
Who's this? Just a randomer?
Buddy, you're gonna be all right. Buddy, good.
You leave him to bleed out, or do you chase him? Yeah, he wants him to go and get the money. Mate, even if I got the bag, I wouldn't even give all the money to Bellic, even though he's got Maricus. I mean, hiding in that building's kind of like an obvious place for Michael to look, isn't it? Do you not think?
I'm turning you in.
When you had the gun on me, I afforded you a certain respect. But here, well, the scales are tipped. Go get your legs tattooed or whatever the hell it is you want. Or they're gonna find your corpse slumped over that there chair with your pants down around your ankles. Well, I got my answer.
Mate, he teabags like a cockroach. Honestly, he's got like 9 lives. 100 lives. Thing is, Michael's not going to kill him. I won't be too bothered.
Who you fooling? You ain't gonna kill me, Mr. Michelangelo.
Okay, that's do you know what, right? Fair play. I'm gonna give Michael a clap, right? Because I just said you ain't gonna kill him, and then he just laughed at him as well and said you ain't gonna kill me because you haven't got it in you. I'm gonna also flip it and say, how ridiculous is Michael stabbing him? It is ridiculous. Michael, last episode, right, would have got on a boat with Lincoln and sailed off into the sunset. Yeah, they made it this far, and I understand that Michael is he kind of blames himself for actions other people have undertaken because of the job that him and Lincoln have done getting to the position where they are. You know, like he feels sorry for her potentially going down for 12 years. You know what I mean? The people that obviously T-Bag's killed. But now Michael's gone to the absolute extreme and stabbed somebody. You know what I mean? Like, and he is a full-on criminal now, if that is the case, if he really did do it. So then again, he's gone in from a position where he's, I mean, he's a criminal because he broke out of prison, but he's not really, is it? And he's and like now he's in a country doing an actual criminal activity as well. You know, he was okay here in Panama. He couldn't be extradited. He had no criminal charges against him. He was free to walk around. Now he's just he's even worse technically than Lincoln. Now I know Lincoln was getting sentenced to death, but Lincoln was innocent. Michael's a full-on criminal now. You know what I mean? It's surprising that he's decided to do that.
Here's how the plea is going to go down. The judge is going to need you to allocute to the charges, and then the sentence will be immediately handed down. Prosecution is asking that you do your time in a maximum security facility.
With good behavior, how many years of my sentence can I expect to serve?
On a 12-year sentence. You'll do 9 years.
A very credible witness has just come forward, and he's willing to testify.
Oh, Killerman. I totally forgot. Yeah, maybe this is how he wrongs his rights, or whatever you want to call it. Rights his wrongs. Maybe Michael just stabbed him to leave him redundant, do you know what I mean? So he couldn't get away, so he could be found a sitting duck. Right, okay. It looked like he'd done it in his chest, but he'd done it in his arm. Michael don't even know that Lincoln's gone to get him either, do you know what I mean? We've still not seen what's happening with Mahomes. They're both in the same position. Lincoln ended last episode shouting Michael. Michael's ending this shouting Lincoln.
Link? Sorry, Michael.
What's wrong? Well, Michael.
Oh, what conversation have they had?
My brother, you're a dead man. Give me the handcuff.
Oh, he's the one handcuffed.
When the authorities captured Bagwell today, the money was nowhere to be found. I'm not the only one that needs to disappear. Because I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this once. Bring me the money. Bring me the boat. We both have something the other person needs.
It all comes down to this, Michael. Your brother for your plan.
But what I don't understand, right, is why is literally everybody proper greedy bastards? Honestly, really, like, why do you want 5 mil? Like, I understand it, but like, why is not 2 mil good enough? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to sail off into the sunset, you can sail off with 2 million. Yeah, you could be like, you know, I'd be like, look, there's 5 mil here. You take 3. Leave me and Link 1 each, and you can have the boat. I'll buy a new one with this money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you so greedy? You know what I mean? Even give Michael enough money so that he could get his own boat. If you got no intention of sending them in, do you know what I mean? No intention of killing him or taking them back to Kim or extraditing them back to the US, then. Do you know what I mean? Like, why is it so important that you want the 5 mil? I understand that more is better. Do you know what I mean? But then again, you know what I mean? I always say, at what point is something fucking greedy? You know what I mean? All of them are greedy. Bellic, he could have split it with Roy. He was greedy. Michael and Sucre and all that, when they was trying to, you know, manipulate it and pretend it looked like, you know, Sucre was taking it, so then he could have it, and then he could only split it between a few of them. That was greedy. Teabag for himself, again, greedy. And now this, you know what I mean? Like, they can. I don't understand why, if all of them want to disappear and all of them want some of the money, why don't you just give each other and do a decent split? You know what I mean? Like, literally, he could do 1-1, or he could do 1-1-1 to Sucre, and you have 2. Do you know what I mean? You have the boat as well. I'm sure that you could take your family with 2 million and a boat and just go and chill and relax in whatever country you want to. You never have to work ever again. You could disappear. But no, do you know what I mean? They're all going to be greedy. They want the whole bag. Everybody else is going to want it as well. It's going to be a fight between all of them. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. And then they're all going to get none of it. You know what I mean? Literally, that's the way it's going to do. And again, you know, how has Lincoln managed to get outdone by him in a position where he's on the floor and he had the gun on him? It was pretty good seeing him spin round at a roundhouse kick to his knee, but again, it's just silly, isn't it? People stand too close. I always say this with the weapons, like, why do you get so close to them where somebody can grab it and turn it on you? You know what I mean? Like, you've got a gun. If they're 10, 15 yards away, if you miss from there, you don't deserve to be holding it. Do you know what I mean? I reckon that I could shoot somebody who's like 10 yards in front of me, and I've never picked up a gun before. I mean, I just don't understand it. And again, I get like Teabag, he was in the back of the car. Why are they putting him in a seat, right, that's got wrenches and screwdrivers on the floor? Just asking for it, aren't they? And I was actually really shocked but impressed that Michael had the ability to actually stab him. Now, I thought he stabbed him in the chest, me. It looked like it anyway when it was going down. And I was saying that, you know, he may have killed Teabag because he was teasing as well. You haven't got the guts to do it. And I was saying that he's technically more of a criminal than Lincoln. You know what I mean? But that's not actually happened. He kind of nailed him to the floor, which is interesting. Yeah, he has some bad luck, doesn't he, Teabag, with his arms? You know, he's lost one hand already, and he's got a screwdriver or a knife through the other one right into the floor as well, and he's been arrested. Now, I am assuming that C-Note's probably out of the show now because there was no reference to him in today's episode, but I kind of... I'm actually really happy at how we're using the Killerman thing. I was asking earlier on in the episode how we're going to kind of conclude his story. Do you know what I mean? Like... He looked like he was going to kill Caroline. It didn't happen. Then he looked like he was going to kill himself. And then, again, that didn't happen. And now, obviously, he's coming in as a key witness to try and help Sarah in a case because she was going to potentially get 12 years. So, I mean, this is potentially how we could end his story. And he's righting his wrongs, you know what I mean? He's been saying all this time he's had his job and he's thought he was doing the right thing, and it turns out it's all for nothing. Well, now here's a chance for him to actually take down some of the people that was in charge while also helping somebody that... I would say he's innocent, but not innocent. She is guilty of leaving the door open, and she's guilty of kind of aiding and abetting Michael and Lincoln while they're on the run. But I don't think personally that 12 years is a fair sentence. I understand that she does probably need to get in prison or something sometime for what she done, because a lot of people did escape. But I do think that 12 years is ruthless. You know, I feel like 12 years is like what some people get when they kill somebody. Like, if you accidentally run somebody over or something like that, people sometimes don't even get that, and they get less time. So, I mean, it looked like she was going to take a plea, but now I'm excited to see what Killerman does in this final episode. If he throws everyone under the bus with all the information that he knows. If he was willing to kill himself in today's episode, he should be willing to just throw everybody under it in the next one. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out my channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you've not yet voted for your most likely to dislike characters of the season, please do, because tomorrow is the final episode where they're going to be revealed. Now, yes, obviously, if you're going to watch this after they've all been posted. Don't worry, you can go back and change the votes yourselves by obviously still taking part. And when we do go to the final season of the show, we will come back and see if any of the top votes have actually changed. So please do take part. Now, interestingly, you know, this episode, it looks like Mahomes just wants to be out of the business, the company, everything. He wants to throw it all behind him, fresh start, him and his wife and his kids, sail off somewhere, you know, new identities, lots of money, new boat, you know what I mean? And their jobs are good. And now, I am not too sure what the plan is that Kim done last episode. Do you know what I mean? He turned up new plan. What was it? You know, I'm actually so surprised that they let Teabag keep the money. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, okay. He was in that hotel and he killed that woman. Then he got apprehended. That's what they said anyway. And then he still keeps the 5 million. I would have thought that they would have given him a decoy bag and they would have took it themselves. You know what I mean? It looks like obviously Mahomes wants it now. But this episode, he was working. He's got information, he said. He wanted to tell Michael this episode. Basically, he said, I'll give you the information if you let me get off in a car. But Michael refused and then took him to a house. Well, they ended up crashing, didn't they? He was going to take him to the embassy, chase him to a house. He had a fight. Michael actually won it, stabbed him to the floor, took the money himself. But what information does he know? You know, he must have been taking part in the plan, like Michael was saying. You know, it's a pretty big operation for someone like you. You haven't done it yourself, have you? And he obviously knows that. And what is it that they've all been told? I just don't get it. You know, all season, like, Kim's been after all of these, wanting every single one of them dead. And then last episode, everything kind of changed. Then Kim was like, new plan, but it's not actually been revealed. And it seems like Mahomes is not actually going with it as well, because he could have killed Lincoln potentially in today's episode. He kind of had a chance to get Michael and Sucre in that, but Lincoln did jump in the way. So I feel like now he's in a country like Panama where he's actually kind of free a little bit. You know, he's kind of doing his own little thing. So I don't, like I said, I don't really know what Kim's plan is, and I'm assuming that he's not going to run off into the next season as part of the storyline. So we might have to conclude it tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited for it. I still want to know actually what's going on with the guy who doesn't hardly speak, or, well, he did speak when we seen him when he was out in the kind of like sea or something, when he said that it was a dark spot where the satellites can't get him. He gave Kim a plan, didn't he? And again, like I said, I'm interested to see it, but today, Sarah looked like she was going down for 12 years and she was going to accept that plea as well. And now if she didn't accept the plea, would she get more than 12 years? That's absolutely crazy. And I know that, you know, she loves Michael, but, like, would she still love him if she got sent down? Because technically he would be the reason why she's in this position. Like, 2 months ago, like she was saying, she was a doctor, she had a happy life, and, you know, she's fell for him, he's escaped, she's helped him, and now she's the one that's getting sent down to a maximum security prison as well. I feel like the charges are very extreme, what they're trying to drop on her, and the punishment is heavy. But then sometimes you've got to make an example of the first person to actually do things like this. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to show that you're not going to let anybody slide. And the fact is that she was the senator's, obviously, daughter as well. It just makes it a bit more high profile. And the fact is, you know, if it's never actually happened before where somebody's let somebody escape, then it needs to be out there that, you know, the next person that does that is going to suffer the same consequences as Sarah. And it's not as simple as you think it's going to be, just a slap on the wrist. It's going to be you getting sent into the Orange is the New Black, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, which is a great show, actually. I loved it when that was out. But I'm excited to see the information that Killerman does. I just want him to throw everybody down. Do you know what I mean? I want him to reveal about Caroline, reveal about Agent Kim. Do you know what I mean? Reveal about the company, how he took part in framing Lincoln, the tapes, erasing everything. You know, he was involved in killing his partner. But again, this is what I think is really interesting, right? If he reveals that he worked for the company and he's killed all of these people, technically to them, he's like a murderer. You know what I mean? Like, the judge and all that is going to see it as he's a murderer. But if you was doing those actions from the request of the president, from the request from the government, as part of your job, then have you done something wrong? I understand you have done something wrong, you killed somebody, but, like, if I was approached by the Queen or the King and was like, as part of your job, you're going to work for me, and everything I tell you to do, that's sound. Do you know what I mean? So then they tell me to kill somebody, and I was a guard, and I was like, okay, I'll kill them, yeah, Your Highness. And then that judge over there is like, yo, you just killed someone, you're going down. I'd be like, well, yeah, technically, like, I did kill them, but Her Majesty's just told me to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really know how it goes, to be honest. I mean, it is going to be interesting. I'm surprised that he tried to kill himself in today's episode, after we've obviously seen him try and take out Caroline, and he's not even tried to make contact after he couldn't actually shoot her. I don't know what Michael's going to do. You know, obviously he's going to turn up to try and get his brother, but it was interesting how we ended this episode with him trying to find Lincoln, and we ended last episode with Lincoln trying to find Michael. It's kind of like gone full circle in it. You know, Sucre's been stabbed. He's gone to the hospital. He has no idea where Mari Cruz is. You know, Bellic, he's actually been detained right now for the potential murder of one of the, well, the prostitutes, it looks like that T-Bag was with, but they're going to find the evidence that it wasn't him. Do you know what I mean? Like, there'll be no evidence of Bellic being in that situation, none of his DNA, nothing on her body. I feel like he should be able to get out of it. But then again, we've seen it before where he's been framed and he's been put in prison. So again, I'm not exactly too sure how it goes. And they always say never trust the foreign police, you know what I mean? Like, you never know who you could trust there. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see how we conclude the final episode. Last season was very, very good. And we did leave on a cliffhanger going into this season. With the last season, we didn't actually conclude the storylines. And I wonder if today or tomorrow, sorry, is going to be exactly the same, where we're going to wait and tease us and we have to move into season 3 to see what's actually going on. Who knows? Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.